It was a disaster that changed the landscape of aid relief. The international response was unlike anything aid agencies had seen before. The 26th of December 2004, a 9.1 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Indonesia triggered a huge tsunami. More than 228,000 people were killed. A colossal $6.25 billion was donated to the UN Relief Fund. But 2 years later, a media report claimed half of the money pledged hadn't been used properly. The 12th of January 2010, a magnitude 7 quake struck Haiti. Between 220,000 and 316,000 people died. 1.5 million people were internally displaced. Again, the international community rallied, and $13.34 billion in aid was pledged by agencies. More than 12,000 non-government organisations were on the ground. But recovery has been slow. As of March last year, 64,680 people were still displaced. Last year, an 8.1 magnitude quake hit Nepal. More than 8,600 people were killed, around 2.8 million people were displaced. The international community pledged $4.1 billion in aid. Despite this, it took several months for the Nepalese government to begin distribution and reconstruction. In the wake of natural disasters, people feel compelled to help. Thousands even travel to disaster zones to lend a hand. But even the best of intentions can do more harm than good.
Following a natural disaster, there's 3 things that are really in short supply: food, water, and shelter. When you show up to volunteer, those are also 3 things that you need. So rather than being able to immediately start helping the community, you're actually taking resources away from the community.
Ongoing humanitarian crises also attract so-called parachute volunteers. Hundreds have flocked to the Greek island of Lesbos to try help the hundreds of thousands of refugees arriving from Turkey.
You have to look at what is needed there and whether you're capable of providing those things. If what is needed is healthcare and you're not a doctor, you're not able to help with that.
World leaders have been given an urgent warning on the need to fix the international aid system. A UN-appointed expert panel report entitled "Too Important to Fail" says the current system is underfunded and unsustainable. It's pointed out the need to improve efficiency.
The UN, the charities, the Red Cross try and talk to each other and avoid gaps, but it's a real challenge, and that can really slow things down. And that's where I think there has been some progress made, but there's a lot more to do.
Experts say aid is much bigger than the UN-led system, and there should be a focus on working with communities to help address their needs. As the net of humanitarian assistance widens, there is hope that with proper coordination, the system will become more resilient and the response more effective. Yvette McCullough, The Newsmakers.